Heyo everybody, Haku here with the last Boku no Hero Academia read-through video before we catch up, and I start doing the live reactions and reviews on Thursdays when it comes out. So yeah, we're about to catch up, planning to do 136, 137, 138, and 139. Sorry, I can already feel my throat being kind of sore, so sorry if I don't feel so great today. Don't know if that'll affect my voice in any way. But yeah, last time we learned the truth, or what seems to be the truth about Eri and the Eightfold Cleansers, and I guess we have this huge alliance of heroes going after them, which I really like because, like I said, it kind of layers the different levels of heroes, where we got the actual top big time heroes like Ryukyu and Aizawa was there, Gran Torino's there, Sir Night-Eye, of course, Fat Gum, and then some other nameless heroes. And then we have a bunch of sidekicks there like Bubble Girl and Centipeter, and it said Centipeter was like an associated office sidekick or something, so I don't know if that means he's like one of Night-Eye's sidekicks but from like a side office instead of his main office, or if he's just the sidekick of one of those allied heroes. And then of course we had the big three from UA in their like semi-sidekick, semi-intern state, and then the new interning first years. So, first years. I feel like my voice cut out in the middle of that word. So yeah, we'll see how all of this goes. I like a lot of the new characters we were introduced to. I like Ryukyu's design. Of course, all the big three and all of our characters that we've known that are in there. And I like Centipeter's design. Don't sleep on my boy Centipeter. So yeah, let's go ahead and move into 136 and see how things are going. Okay, just supporting the official release pages. Moving along, moving along, moving along. Okay, now I think we're finally at the... My computer's lagging for some reason. It's being a real pain in the ass. And it usually doesn't with the Fallen Angel site. The Fallen Angel site is usually really smooth, and it's like nothing for my computer to handle it because of how well the site runs itself. So yeah, no clue. It certainly works way better than Manga Here ever did. Much quicker to load pages. But either way, it's finally loaded. This time we'll protect Eri. Number 136, So Close. Without fail, a girl imprisoned. It's really cool artwork. Just Horikoshi's artwork in general, some of the best I see in manga. To be a weekly manga as well, to be a weekly manga and have art that good, it's incredible. I would hold it up there within my top 3 of art alongside Berserk, which I'm not even a huge Berserk fan, but I think the art is just so incredibly detailed and like some of the best art there is, and I would hold actually Monster Musume up there in my top 3 as well. But yeah, Boku no Hero Academia is up there, and Boku no Hero Academia is the only one of those 3 that is a weekly series, that Horikoshi does this every single week. It's incredible. Now we see Mirio and Izuku's faces, and we see the guy with the lock earrings again. Yeah, and it's all well and good if the kid lives, but if it's as we deduced that the kid is the core to the plan that the capo wanted to keep under wraps, right? Then due to whatever kind of trouble, she escaped outside. To top it off, she was spotted by heroes. Okay. You think he'd just compliantly leave her at headquarters? If it was me, I wouldn't. Even if we invade, oh, she wasn't there, isn't gonna cut it. Have we managed to pinpoint where she is? And then, hold on. Is this lagging because of the site? I have no idea what this site is doing. Hang on. I have no clue. He has a point. What do you think, Night-Eye? Says Ryukyu. That is the problem. Exactly what and how far they have planned is completely obscure. If we can't strike them down in one fell swoop, that will likely give them a chance to counterattack, says Night-Eye. On that point, we've separated the groups and organizations with direct contact to the cleansers as well as their locations. We have isolated these points as much as possible and listed them here. Okay. I would like everyone to investigate the respective areas so that we can narrow down the points that they could be their base. Ah, I see. That's why they called us minor heroes. Look, the work district of the heroes and the list are linked. Heroes that are familiar with those areas were chosen. For All Might's former sidekick, you're really cautious. This is too roundabout, says, Fat Gum. While we're sitting here like this, that girl Eri might be crying her eyes out. We cannot be All Might, says, Night-Eye. And that is why we must analyze and amass our predictions so that the probability that we can save her is as close to possible as 100%. We can't be impatient here, says Torino. If we don't look before we leap and ruin our chances of capturing them, we'll just be adding fuel to the fire. It'll be like the farce of Stain's arrest, where the incidents became PR for the villain alliance. In fact, it might have been their intent all along for those quirk-destroying weapons or what have you to get flung into the hands of some no-name thugs. You're overthinking it. If y'all keep saying stuff like that, you'll be dead in the water before you know it. And then, Aizawa raises his hand. Can I ask one thing? I don't know exactly what kind of ability you have, Sir Night-Eye, but if you can foresee the future, wouldn't it be okay if you looked at our futures? At this rate, we'll be lacking rationality. And of course, that seems like something you kind of should do. Okay, so we're going to get a drawback of why I can't just do all this. I can't do that. Regarding my foresight ability, once I activate it, it requires a 24-hour interval. In short, I can only watch one person for a maximum of 1 hour per day. It also plays in my head frame by frame like a flashback. Think of it like this. For 1 hour after I activate it, I am able to watch the entire film of the target person's life. However, the entire film's point of view is from somewhere immediately near them. Ultimately, I can only see the person's movements and a small amount of the surrounding environment. Okay, so this shows the limits of it. And this makes it really good because a lot of people were wondering, okay, why didn't he just look into Mirio and Izuku's future before sending them out? Because it seems like it'd be dangerous. But now it makes sense because he can't just willy-nilly use his... I hate using that term. Gosh, that sounds stupid. But he can't just use it on whoever, because let's say he uses it on Mirio and Izuku and then an emergency happens where he needs it. He can't just be like, too bad, I gotta wait 24 hours. So, in case of emergencies, it's like you really don't want to use it very often. You want to save that up. So it does make sense. And then Aizawa says, no, that alone is more than enough for us to learn a variety of things. So what do you mean by I can't? For example, if in that person's near future, death approaches, if only a gruesome death awaits, what would you do? Night-Eye, because of All Might, thinks Izuku, and then Torino's just got the whole solemn face that you see going on. After this quirk has raises the success rate of the actions we take as far as they'll go, it exists to make an already sure victory double sure. I think it has raised the success rate of the actions we take as far as they go. One should not foresee recklessly, that is to say, when there are too many indefinite variables at play. What? Death is information, ain't it? So we can take measures to prevent it from happening. This isn't like fortune-telling. There's no evidence that what's foreseen can be avoided. Wait. Night-Eye, you don't get it at all. It's fine, do it on me. I'll avoid everything you foresee and show you. I can't, he says. Man. Okay, this side is killing me now. And we see everybody's reactions. For the time being, let's just do it, says Ryukyu. The most important thing is the simple fact that there's a child out there in need of help. Her hairstyle is really, I guess those are just hair, like, decorative pieces on the front and not bangs. Either way. Our aim is the following: to secure the child's location and rescue in the swiftest manner possible, and with the highest degree of precision possible. I thank you for your cooperation. Right. So I shall be handing you the details on an individual basis. So that's what happened, huh? And we see all of them sitting around a table, all the students. Must feel awful, says Kirishima. And then just Deku from Uraraka, really contributing to this conversation. I've never seen Mirio this dejected, thinks. Amakiji? Is that what Sun Eater's name was? Then Ding... What? Or what is this? Awake? Says Aizawa getting off the elevator. Sensei, Rivet, says Asui. Just call me Eraserhead outside of school. Although, I came here today intending to counsel you to cancel your internships. What? Why now? Kirishima freaking out. You heard it for yourselves, didn't you? There's a chance the Alliance is going to be involved, and that changes things. On the other hand, Midoriya, you still haven't restored my trust in you, not since that little fight. So, I'd be grateful if you restore that trust by going through the proper channels and heroing legally. He thinks back. It's a damn shame, but I'm afraid I've convinced that I've tried stopping... What? I'm afraid I've convinced that if I convinced myself, maybe? I'm afraid that if... It's a damn shame, but I'm afraid I've convinced... Maybe it's I am convinced. There are a lot of just grammar mistakes this chapter. I'm afraid I'm convinced that if I tried stopping you, you'd just jump into the fray again. Okay, that makes sense. So I was like, did he mess up convinced? Did he leave out a word? Did he mess up I've? And it's I'm, not I've. I'll be watching over you. So, if you're going to be doing it, let's be doing it the proper way, Midoriya. Okay, I like that panel. Understand, problem child, he says. Mirio, says Amakiji. Raise your head, please. Hey, Tagada, hey, I totally know that if you hang your head and cry over it, it won't do anything, didn't you know? Says Nejire. I love the way Nejire speaks. Yeah. Let me say something to ease your mind. There's no saying for sure that Eri is looking back on the hand with which you failed to hold on to her in despair. Now, face forward and let's keep moving. Yes, sir. I wonder if, at this point, the mangaka was still sick, or was sick again, because, a lot of these panels look normal and detailed, but there are some panels here and there that don't look like the normal Boku no Hero Academia. Even the simplistic panels, they don't look like the normal simplistic panels. They look like kind of unfinished sketches. Or maybe it's just because this isn't the volume release and he touches them up for the volume release, and we're so caught up that we're seeing chapters that aren't the volume release, to say that 3 times. I'll follow you, Eraserhead, for the rest of my life. I'm not down for the rest of our lives. Oh, right, sorry. Kirishima, keep your voice down. Is that so? I see. So the reason you directed Midoriya to me was to re-establish friendly relations between myself and All Might. And we see Torino and Night-Eye talking. Well, I thought it could at least lead to one of the triggers needed to make it happen. I swear, as I get older, I start doing more and more that ain't nobody asked for. So, what do you think? I think they're very alike. Yes, he bears a resemblance to the madness inherent to All Might's being, the madness I could never understand. And then is that? It looks like it's Eri again. Poor thing. Poor Lolly. And she has a bunch of toys, but they're all still in the boxes. No bully Lolly, please. What was the thing? Also, yeah, I like Torino's probably one of my favorite characters. Just out of all these characters, out of all the students and like main characters and really active younger heroes and stuff, Torino's one of my favorite characters. Hey there, Eri, somebody says, opening the door. It's okay, it's okay. I just wanted to see if you were here, that's all. Ah, man, you haven't touched any of the toys I went and got you. You could stand to let your guard down a little, you know. And she looks scared shitless. This guy. 'Cause, if you don't, it'll be my neck that gets disassembled next, you little shit. His hair kind of reminds me of Kaminari's in a way, the little streaks on the side. You'll be her caretaker. Stop her from thinking of escaping. Look, nothing to be afraid of. And she flinches as he pats her on the head. Man, it's just so creepy and weird. Go give her some candy. I need you to be someone Eri can trust. Makes it sound easy. Fuck if I know what pulls kids' hearts. Guess I'll just give her stuff from Pretty Curl or whatever it's fucking called. Yeah, that's it. It felt different, she thought. Totally different. Up until now, nobody has held me like him. And she's thinking about Izuku trying to save her. Poor Lolly. Have Izuku's mom adopt her when this is all over. Give Inko something to do and to not be lonely now that Izuku's moved out. His hand was so gentle. Oh, and we see Izuku's broken and scarred hand. Next time, he won't be letting go. And see, it's exactly what Aizawa was thinking. She wasn't sad that he let go. And I'm sorry, I really, I'm recording this stressing out, hoping that the video isn't all laggy and broken. Just hoping that, because this site is just being terrible right now. Actually, what I can do, really quick, I mean, it's not going to affect you guys. I'm going to take a jump cut really quick to go back and look at the footage and make sure it's not lagging to see if I need to stop recording, because I don't want to record the next 3 chapters, of course, if it's messing up. So, just real quick jump cut here. Okay, jump cut done. None of that previous recording was messed up at all. And also, I found out that somehow or another, toward the beginning of that first chapter, when I hit to go to the next page, it had opened the next page in 3 different tabs, and I used the arrow keys to navigate, so I have no idea why it would have done that. But yeah, I closed those, and maybe that'll make it lag less. But I have no idea what's going on. But at least the video is not messed up, so now I can carry on without stressing quite so much about that. So yeah, I guess let's move along. Chapter 137 now. Also, I noticed that my voice was a little bit quiet in that first chapter, so I'm going to try to speak up a little bit more. Like I said, my throat's a little bit off, though, so I'm kind of struggling with it. Until Eri's whereabouts can be determined, we are on standby. Temporarily adjourned. Number 137, head them off. The intern group's movements are really sharp. Says, I guess that's Chiro down there. I mean, it's like one of those little kind of sketchy drawings. The bastards caught on to something out there. Hey, spit it out. The hell'd you learn? And Bakugo's just screaming at Kaminari. We were completely forbidden from speaking about the internships. Sorry, I can't. And a lot of people have been saying that Bakugo is probably going to involve himself somehow. I could see that. Bakugo really hasn't been involved enough in a lot of the main arcs, I feel. Not only Kirishima, Uraraka, Asui, and I, but everyone that was included in the plan. And then we see Aizawa. Is what I want to say, but aside from the big 3 whose abilities are equivalent to or even exceed a pro's, I think your roles will be fairly small. And Asui, Uraraka, and Kirishima, you 3 aren't even necessarily here of your own free will. What do you want to do? Since Eraserhead, says Uraraka, standing up. After hearing that kind of story, you can't tell me I can't go. If you're not going to say I can't either, Eraser, I would like to be allowed to assist, says Asui. We can't let those who would hurt a small girl get away with it. Seeing as they've already let them participate in the meeting, I think the heroes have already recognized the freshman's abilities, says Amakiji. Actually, in comparison to someone like me, these freshmen are considerably more brilliant. Any opportunity to put yourself down, huh, Majiki, says So it's Amajiki, not Amakiji. Amajiki says, Nejire. If my strength will help that kid even a little, I'll do it, Eraserhead. And of course Kirishima all fired up. Favorite character. I simply wanted to confirm your convictions. As long as you understand, that's fine. This time, our goal is ultimately the liberation and protection of the child Eri. Don't overstep that boundary. Our greatest concern is the shadow of the villain alliance. From the police's observation, as well as those from Night-Eye and his staff, they don't seem to have a particularly cooperative relationship. Judging by the recent search of the premises, it looks like the possibility of them being in the same place is low. However, in the worst-case scenario, if they were off the mark and the alliance is also present, and we can't complete our objective, you'll stop right there. Understood. Everyone's in high spirits thinking of Eri's rescue. In contrast, something weighed heavily on me, as if I was in another body. That was completely the wrong atmosphere. That was completely the wrong atmosphere to ask Night-Eye about All Might. Since the interns are forbidden from speaking, I can't consult with All Might himself. I also can't talk to Kirishima and the others. Eri and All Might's plights. They're both too heavy. In any case, I should face Eri's rescue and give it my all. At that time, my heart was already on the edge. Not gonna eat, says Todoroki. Sure, I'll eat. You okay, says Ida. You've been looking kinda down since you started your internship. Huh? Really? Then, if you need someone to talk to, you can always talk to us. We're friends after all. Okay. Well, those are the words you told me when I was being a fool all those months ago. Remember? Before the workplace experience? And then Izuku's like starting to break. What? You okay? Sorry, I'm okay. It's nothing. I can't talk about it, but thank you, Ida. Also, I kind of had this little theory going myself. Okay, now that looks really laggy and bad. Hold on. What I was trying to say is I kind of have this little theory going myself that if All Might is going to die here at some point, which since they keep bringing it up may be coming sooner rather than later, I'm thinking that it'll end up being by Chisaki and not by Shigaraki, because I think it seems like Horikoshi's kind of making Shigaraki, at least trying to make him the kind of villain that he's a villain for now, but later you can see where he's set up to maybe be a sympathetic kind of villain, where you're understanding where he's coming from and all. We don't have a sad backstory from him yet, but we're probably going to eventually. So just from what we know of his background, it's very, very likely. So I think another reason that Chisaki would do it is because All Might was so dedicated to, I'm not going to let Shigaraki kill me, and so I think if somebody else kills him, then he'll feel in a way that at least that blood wasn't on the hands of his predecessor's child. So yeah, bit difficult or whatever. Or predecessor's, yeah, I believe it was the predecessor's child, they said. Or was it grandchild? I think just child. But either way, moving along some more. Oh, okay, hold on, the page just skipped on its own. Now it's going very, very slowly because the site's being trashed today. Heroes, don't cry. Always feeling sad and feeling regretful. The turmoil piling up in my heart had begun to seep out. No, heroes also have times when they cry. Maybe, says Todoroki. I'm going to give you half a thing of soba. I'll give you some beef stew, too. Thanks. Any green onions? Alright, thanks. How about some wasabi? And now we see that guy with the lock earrings. Aho! That same day, in the vicinity of a facility associated with the Eightfold Cleansers, a place that could be their new stronghold, huh? And it looks like he has a bunch of lock designs and keyhole designs, and seems like maybe lock picks around his neck and that ring on his belt. Okay, interesting. Now we see this actually really fancy-ass tower. Torino, Sun Eater, Eraserhead, Night Eye, Ryukyu, and Factum. 2 days later, late at night, now we see them walking around the dorms. You got it? Yeah, and it's the 4 that are part of the group. The day we carry out the plan. And now we see the big 3 meeting. Mirio. Nejire is very, very cute. Let's give it our best shot. She's at home. What's with that? You saying our investigations were a waste of time? No, we did receive new intelligence from them. How did you confirm it? A few days ago, a member of the Cleansers purchased a toy aimed at young girls at a nearby department store. Toy box, Raving Rabbit, Pretty Pure 10. So, I'm assuming that's a Pretty Cure, sort of reference. Say what? What the hell's that? What if he's just some schlub who's into that kind of thing? It's a great big world out there, Night Eye. Plus, why'd you have to buy one? No, I confirmed he wasn't merely a man pursuing a personal hobby. The things he was saying removed all doubt. Do you mean, Pretty Pure? Yeah, Pretty Pure. Now I remember, he says. It was guns a-blazing, Pretty Pure. Where do you got the toys? Okay. That's the name of an old season from years and years back. The current season is called Raving Rabbit Pretty Pure 10. What a pain in the ass. Well, whatever. Where you got 'em? There's one here, sir. And then Night Eye just grabs the guy's shoulder so he turns around. Fuck you want. I too am a fan. And he looks into his eyes so that he can see his future. Brilliant. Wait, so you are going to use prediction? Yes, as I recall telling you the other day, it's to make an already sure course of action double sure. Anyhow, with this it's settled now, right? Thanks to our stakeout, we were right on the money regarding the time frame. The scoundrel resides at home, and we see Centipeder and Bubble Girl posing. So I guess Centipeder is one of Night Eye's sidekicks. I like those two. And we've got our warrant to boot. Now all that's left is, says Torino, alright Midoriya, let's do this! Oh my god, those moves, we've gotta! I freaking love Mirio and Izuku. The way Mirio just acts crazy and Izuku fanboys over it. Senpai, back to his old self. Those moves though. Mirio, if you hadn't restrained Midoriya, I might not have been able to lay out the perfect framework. Anyone alive will have their share of failures and regrets. What's important is what one does afterwards. Thinks, Night Eye. As for whether we can change the future, I don't know. But we can change the past. Hold on. This website. But we can change the past. That is, we can change how we interpret the past, how we look at it. Show us the way, Mirio. You are the man who can. This time, we won't fail. Come on, really, Sight? And, come the hell on. It just, it keeps, either the page freezes, or it just switches to the next page. It's taking forever to load, when it's normally pretty much instant. I have no clue what the problem is with the site today. Now we see, oh, that's a very, very good panel. Seeing some thumbnail potential going on. This panel of the entire, well, not the entire group, but a large amount of the group prepping. That's cool. I wonder who that guy is that's with them. The one guy with the mask covering his eyes. Oh well. Continuing on, we see Chisaki. So they've come. The mission is a go. Okay, so they're infiltrating this place quick. We are moving right along through this. I wonder if they're all going or only the combat types. Either way, these are the results of Night Eye's observation of the future of the Cleanser's underling. Underneath the House of the Eightfold Cleansers, there's a complex underground facility not registered in public databases. He also confirmed the presence of today's objective, a young girl secluded within one of those rooms. The man goes straight from the entrance to the girl's room without deviating down other paths. Because of this, we were unable to map out the entirety of the underground chambers. However, the path he walked happens to be the shortest route to the objective. In our search of the vast grounds of the Eightfold Cleansers, this is the most useful information we could have. Okay. Plan to storm the compound is at hand. However, even if that's what we're aiming for, if everyone is freely using their quirks, the search will get ugly real fast. That's why we've listed the registered quirks of the cleansers as far as we're aware. Memorize them. It's great that they've even prepared these for us, says one of the heroes. Or I think it's one of the guys that said that's why we were called minor heroes. 8 a.m. in front of the police station. Whoa, and we have Night-Eye with just an army of police officers. Another reason I want everyone's positions accounted for as quickly as possible is to avoid giving them any time to conceal themselves. All that's left now is to make their way in. Number 138, go. If we get that settled now, we can start early, says Kirishima. You've been eager to start this since morning, says Amajiki. I'm starting to feel nervous, Uraraka. Doing all this detective work, cooperating side by side with the police, it's been nothing but stuff I'm unfamiliar with, says Tsuyu. I totally get it. It's like so out there. You do this a lot? And it's Nejire putting her finger to her chin like Asui does a lot. And I never even noticed how often Asui does that, but now that she brings it up, she does do that a lot. You know, they didn't go into detail about this kind of thing back when I was in school, so it really tripped me up in my rookie days, says Ryukyu. Yeah, says the one guy in the visor that I have no idea who he is. The pros are being all cool and calm. I guess they're used to it, huh? Says Kirishima and Izuku talking. All the pros, but Gran Torino is missing. Wonder what's going. Wonder what's going. Seems that man was unable to come, says Night-Eye. Huh? Looks like something big's moving with the alliance which Sakauchi is handling. He seemed down about it, but oh well, we've got enough hands on deck already. Shouldn't be a problem. I see. We're going to catch both the cleansers and the villain alliance in one go, says Kirishima. Haha, yeah. All right. Yo, says Aizawa walking up. Eraserhead. And I'm thinking, you know, they might actually do it. They might actually just go ahead and just succeed right here and now, because as we know, the villain alliance is really good at getting their asses handed to them on a regular basis. You understand why I'm moving out with the Night-Eye group, right? Yes, sir. Hey, heroes, there's no help in it if it gets a little rough out there. If you see even the slightest hint of suspicious behavior or resistance, please deal with it immediately. Tamaki, here, eat this. It's swordfish, says Fat Gum, handing it to Amajiki. Why swordfish? Okay, I'll take it. Our opponents are Yakuza types who at the very least survived long enough to see this day. So I want every one of you fulfilling your roles to the utmost, without letting your guards down for a single second. Now move out. Yeah, this is really good. The only thing is, I'm just going to be so bummed that I'm going to have to catch up and wait a week for each new chapter. Office / residence of the Eightfold Cleansers. Okay. Okay, we see an old man now with oxygen and life support and stuff. I'm sorry, boss man. It'll probably get kinda loud in here, says Chisaki. 8:30 a.m. Mission start. The moment I'm finished reading the warrant, that's your cue to gallop in. Please be quick about it, says the police guy. Keep saying the same damn thing. What, he doesn't trust us? Says the one hero guy. Come on, Lock, let's concentrate. Translator's note could be Rock, or Lock, or Rock, among other possibilities. Don't be like that. You don't mean it that way, says Fat Gum. Yakuza types are the types who've been living in the shadows all this time. When they see heroes or coppers, they huddle together into a ball like you wouldn't expect. And then he rings the doorbell. What do you want? And this giant-ass dude punches through the doors and sends guys flying. Oh my god. Such a crowd so early in the morning. We'll save them, says Eraserhead, grabbing the bandages around his neck, the bandage weapon he uses. Then Izuku jumps up and starts grabbing some of the guys they sent flying, and Aizawa's grabbing the other ones. You okay? I'm fine. Thanks for jumping in right away. Please sit still for a moment. Now, Aizawa puts on the goggles. Wait, hold up. You saying they caught wind of the operation? Whatever, people, just pin him down. I'm feeling a little more pumped, so tell me. Get back. What is it you want? And he is just going in all over the place. And, oh my god. Oh my god, this is awesome. For the time being, we should try not to split our forces. The Ryukyu group will deal with this one. Everyone else continue forward. Oh my god, Ryukyu is a motherfucking dragon. I am the most hyped I could be. What on earth? You're just born with this quirk that you can be a dragon? Oh my god. Ryukyu is awesome. Okay, now, I'm so happy I cannot stop smiling. Oh my god. I'm done. We'll provide support. Okay. And it looks like that would be all of the intern slash sidekicks for you, Ryukyu, probably. Don't get what's happening, just get in there. Go, go, says, Fat Gum, calling his group and the police around him to run in. Tsuyu, Uraraka, give it your all. We'll see you after, say Kirishima and Izuku running in. Hey, who the hell are you bastards? And we see a bunch of just Yakuza guys hanging out in the yard. You can't just fucking waltz in here. We're heroes in the police. We have a search warrant on the counts of the manufacture and sale of illegal drugs. These guys are so over the top. This is crazy. Quirk, leaf manipulation. No idea what you're talking about. Whoa, calm down. Yo! And the dude in the visor just freaking gives this guy a lariat to the stomach. Leaving aside the big one, none of these guys scared? Says Rocklock. Make a beeline for the objective, says Fat Gum. A whole crowd of them are running in the same direction at top speed, meaning they know where they want to go. They probably know about here, too. They'll see through it all in no time, so if they find us, it's curtains. I imagine that this state of affairs would happen eventually, replies, Chisaki. But not this quickly. There's no way we can let them sniff me out now. Here's how we'll play it. I was never here. They went on a rampage of their own accord. They're the pawns I raised for that very purpose. When he chooses someone to keep at his side, he makes them wear a mask, for being at his side means they are to do some dirty work. He makes them wear masks because he doesn't want to breathe the same air as those so defiled. It is proof not of some bond of trust, but the mark of a pawn. The cleansing salvo. Those boys will buy us time, and they're the 8 people in masks. Meanwhile, we'll haul everything away to hide. That includes Eddie. So, is Mimic the big guy, or is Mimic not included in them, I guess? Oh, I guess neither Mimic... Well, So the cleansing salvo were those 8, but those don't seem to include... the 2 guys we met last time, Mimic, and what was the other guy's name? Chronostasis. So, and the guy walking with him now wasn't included, so I guess there are a lot more than 8 of them. Okay, just taking a look. I like the 2 on the far left. This one, I don't know how to describe him other than this fiddlesticks looking motherfucker. And the one on the bottom left that's either a, Bishoujo kind of guy or a cute girl, and there's no way to tell. I don't know, all of the top row third from the left, that guy looks cool. I guess the second from the left with the bug looking mask looks cool as well. The bottom row, not as cool looking as the top row, gotta mention. But either way, I like the designs. The masks are a good touch. And that's the end of 138. Now we're moving on to 139, and man, it's gonna hurt my soul to catch up and then have to wait a week. But either way, well, not wait a week from now since I'm recording this like Sunday, but wait a week starting next week, or starting Thursday. Hey, hold it. Who the hell are you? What do you want? Like we said, this is an investigation. Don't struggle. And then this guy looks like he makes a sword out of... It's either he makes a sword of darkness or out of hair. I can't tell which, because the design of the sword looks a lot like his hair, and it looks like he might have just pulled it out of his head, so maybe he can make swords of hair. Let us through. If you fight without thinking of the consequences, you'll live to regret it, says the visor dude still fighting. They're all coming at us to buy us time. How spiteful can you get? This is an urgent situation, so sorry for tracking dirt, says Fat Gum, busting into the front door with Night Eye. The investigation of the Eightfold Cleansers has finally begun. Rescue the imprisoned girl. Also, for those of you that know, do Fallen Angels get their translations up on Thursday? Because I would rather read their translation than the manga stream if I have the option. So, if they don't have it up in time and you want me to do it Thursday, then I'll just have to use manga stream. But I'd prefer to just do Fallen Angels, since I've stuck with it and I think they have a really good translation. Either way. Number 139, Bone Chilling, The Underground Labyrinth. Charge, it's time to run and gun. And we see Centipeder and Bubble Girl leading the charge, and right behind them is Night Eye, Fat Gum, and the rest. We can see Amajiki and Aizawa in there. Alright. Forget about watching out for any suspicious behavior. This is way beyond that. Yo, I'm getting a real bad feeling about this. Not that we've got any choice but to keep going now that the mission's on, says Rocklock. I bet this means the info got leaked from somewhere, and I don't like the looks of how we're all just lumped together. Then we need to find a way to be smarter about avoiding their attacks, says the police chief guy. Or police captain guy, I'm not sure what his actual title is, but he seems to be the leader of the police that are with them. They must be told to be united in purpose on a routine basis. Once they've crossed sake cups, their vows of loyalty to their boss are sealed. They probably feel inferior, so they emphasize the kind of unity you'd see in gangs of bygone days, says Aizawa. Given all this commotion and the fact that neither Chisaki nor his top brass have shown themselves, they must be in the basement preparing to hide everything or to escape. You call that loyalty? A real man would never push all the responsibilities on his henchmen and escape. Damn straight. You know, I love Fat Gum and Kirishima. Moving along. Here it is, says Night Eye. Under this vase there's a mechanism to open the hidden pathway. If we push on these wooden panels in a certain order, it'll open. It's like a ninja house, says Bubble Girl. If we weren't looking for it, we'd never notice, says Centipeder. Everyone be wary of the quirks that have yet to show themselves. Bubble Girl. Who the fuck are you? And we have more, Yakuza running out. Okay. Moving along whenever this next page loads. I'll leave this one to you. Yo, Quirk, Centipede, Centicoil. Yo, and his arms are like centipedes. It's actually a really interesting quirk. Quirk, Bubble, and then Bubble goes at the guy's face and pops in his eyes as she takes him down with a hammerlock. Sorry about this. I'll make sure to make him behave. He won't be chasing anytime soon. My eyes, he's screaming. Please, go on without me. I'll join you in no time, she says. Wow, that was fast. Let's go. We see Kirishima and Izuku as they head downstairs. It's not far now. Come, hurry. And now, Now the police guy and Night Eye are in the lead. Look, it's a dead end. We were going the right way, right? Explain yourself, Night Eye. I'll go take a look, says Mirio. Oh yeah, Mirio can just start running through walls until he finds the one that has Eri in it, really. Lemillion-senpai, wait, you'll lose all your clothes again, says Kirishima. Mirio's costume is lined with special fibers made of his hair. It's designed to be able to phase with him whenever he activates his quirk. It's okay, says Amajiki. I knew it, he thinks. The path stretches on just like Night Eye foresaw. This wall was just thrown up to block the way. Though it's very, very thick. I guess even stuff like that is possible. If Chisaki can disassemble and reassemble it will. Damn cheap trick. Ah, that's right. So that makes living... I didn't even realize that might be why they're living in a maze. That makes living in a maze very, very convenient if Chisaki can just use his powers to switch it around whenever he wants. I mean, not like literally whenever from wherever, but if he's like, the base has been like this for a month, maybe change it up today or something, like, he could do that. Interesting. It's as good as telling us he'd hate it if we were able to get to there, says Izuku. You're right. They're taking us too lightly if they think this'll be a hindrance. One for all, full cow. And they both, rear back. Shoot style, red gauntlet, and they bust through the wall. And they've gone and done it, not bad. Got to it before us, say Rocklock and Fat Gum. Let's move on. Ah, the path. Hold up, what is this? And, we see Centipeder and Bubble Girl looking down. And the path gets all warped and, shifty. The path, it's shifting, twisting. This ain't Chisaki, it's warping. And it may seem unthinkable, but it's gotta be Iranaka, the chief of the headquarters. But this is way too much for him to be able to handle. Okay? The most he should be able to slip into and manipulate an object is about an object the size of a refrigerator. If he got a really ginormous boost, then it ain't out of the question. So he probably shot up with that stuff. So... they said the chief of the headquarters. I thought they called the chief of the headquarters Chronostasis. So maybe Iranaka is Chronostasis, his real name. Just theorizing. Oh no, it was Mimic, not Chronostasis. Chronostasis was like general manager or something like that. I forget what their actual titles were. Mimic was in charge of the place. A quirk that allows its user to enter objects and control them freely. Mimicry. He slipped into the concrete that makes up the basement floor and become a living labyrinth. So he's basically he's Pika-ing. Man's Pika-ing them. I was watching out for what he might have turned into, but I never thought he'd become the whole basement. The burden on his body won't be small, that's for sure. Can't you erase it, Eraser? Not unless I see the user's body. No. Alright. If the pathway keeps changing, we'll never reach our goal. And during that time, they can prepare any number of escape routes, dealing with all of this instantaneously, deciding a course of action. It's no good, I can't, says Amajiki. Really, though, I'm thinking, couldn't Mirio just run around through walls and try to find the place? And, of course, the argument against that is, what if he runs into a villain? Well, just run back through a wall. They can't chase you back through it. Either way, it won't only be the girl that we can't save. We will also be Tamaki. That's not going to happen, says Mirio. You are Sun Eater. Not to mention, all this is a stopgap measure. No matter how much he warps the passage, as long as I know the right direction, I can get there. Lemillion, Senpai. Just because they're buying time, or they're just buying time because they know as well as we do that this is a race. I'll go on ahead. Mirio. God damn it, what am I doing? Mirio's doing everything he can, so I know what I should be doing too. A phasing quirk, huh? No way to stop him. But, even if he does get there, he won't be able to do anything by himself. And then, whoa, it looks like a hole opens up in the floor beneath all of them. And then closes back. Or not all of them, just a group. The way back up. It's close, says Aizawa. However, we only fell about a single floor down, not deep enough to kill us on impact. Okay, okay, at least we didn't die. Aha, we're getting further and further from our objective. They got us right in their hands, says Lockrock. Well, 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 what do we got here? The authority of the government fallen from the sky. But stranger things have happened. Okay, so this is interesting. So we're going to have these 8 guys that they left behind in order to fight. I forget what they called them, the eightfold something. Yeah, the eightfold something, I forgot what they said. Eightfold salvo. So I guess they're leaving those 8 behind while they run. And they pretty much trap this group here, so this group is going to have to fight them. That's really cool. We got a couple of random police officers, and then just kind of... well, the chunk of our main group, it seems like we have our Tamaki, Lockrock, Fat Gum, Kirishima, Night Eye, Izuku, and Aizawa. So that's our group here. Those 7? Yeah, those 7 and a couple random police officers. Just taking this all in so I'm not skipping over or forgetting anything. Looks like you're itching for an all-out war here. Alright then. I hope you pros will show me their strength. I'll show you the strength of a pro. To achieve our goal, the only one who's needed to take down these time-eating pawns. No, man, the reason I can give my all is 'cause you're here with me, Tamaki. And he thinks back to, that looks like a younger Mirio with longer hair. Is me. Bravery is the resolve to rise up to the trust that's placed in you. Okay, so now we have Sun Eater and his group fighting these 3, because I figure with 3 on 1, they will probably need to have other people involved unless these guys are just kind of scrubs. But yeah, that is the end. And now we are caught up, and now we're going to have to wait for the next one to come out. But either way, I hope you enjoyed it. I am sorry that especially towards the beginning of this, I had to keep getting distracted because the site was being crazy. So I am very sorry about that. But either way, that is it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching through this read-through if you have. If you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of these 4 chapters and what you thought of my thoughts on them. I love the way that this arc is structured. I just hope that it doesn't go by too quickly. I kind of hope that Horikoshi takes his time and draws it out a bit. Because I don't want it to be too rushed, you know. I guess follow on Twitter if you want. I'll try to keep you updated there and talk to you about other stuff. Subscribe if you want more Boku no Hero Academia, because we will be covering it week to week as it comes out. Also the anime as well. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.